Summer, it's hot. You are laying down on the bed, honestly, trying to fight the warm weather in any possible way, making less movement as possible. The only movement that you are actually doing is scrolling. And you are on TikTok scrolling endlessly. You encounter many different type of videos. But at a certain point you reach a video which is similar to 100 more videos that you already saw. And it's basically this trend that is going on right now, which is people pretending to sit in front of an imaginary camera, prepping the mic, and trying to understand where to look for the camera. And the text on the TikTok says something along the lines of preparing for the upcoming Netflix documentary on dot dot dot. And usually people are using this either to say something about like scandalous about their lives, and it's become popular between content creators, influencers, but also other people are actually using this uh, to convey something that really happened in their lives, and they're not making things up. So you're about to scroll away because you're so tired about this trend. It's like people saying a bunch of things that you don't care, honestly. But this one caught your attention a lot because the caption on this TikTok is pretty different. The caption on this TikTok says, quote, preparing for when Netflix drops a documentary about my soon to be ex husband, who I just found out is a. This TikTok that I was talking about was posted around 11th of July. And what came after is something that as soon as I heard and read and tried to get more informations really shook me to the core because it's the reality that many people, many women and many children are going through right now, and it feels like there's nothing we can do to prevent it. There's nothing as women we can say or scream on the top of our lungs, or even in this case post on social media, and no one is here to listen to us. And even if they pretend to listen, there's nothing we can do. Hello, hi. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Noemi. I'm an Italian artist, small business owner, but also on my YouTube channel, I do a bunch of stuff, honestly, mainly talking. And today we're here to talk about the story of Sara Gilson. And we are here to share her story in order to maybe get more get more attention to this, in order to make more people understand that there's a systemic issue and we need to get the people who are supposed to care for us and defend us and protect us to care enough about us, even after two restraining orders, even after some allegations that were presented just right after these restraining orders. So, we're here today to talk about Sara Gilson. I really hope that with this video, even just one person listening can understand that it I understand that it feels pointless to go to the authorities, that it feels that you're kind of screaming into a void, but it's really important. It's really important to that you do so. And even if there are stories like this, we need to talk, we need to listen, we need to educate people, men, to understand that this behavior, these actions are way off how you should treat women. If you saw this video, if you know what this video is about, you probably also know that this woman is no longer here with us. Sarah was tragically unalived by her soon to be ex husband, Jeremiah Sean Duffey, last week. And we need to talk about what Sarah did before this all went down, because Sarah tried multiple times and she really was standing her ground in order to have a protective order that was filed on June 10th that was meant to keep her soon to be ex husband away from her. He was supposed to stay away from Sarah. And this was also for the benefits of Sarah's children. But we need to talk about what happened on the same day, because another protective order was filed. And this time it was filed by a parent of a minor girl who allegedly said that her soon to be ex husband was found to have an intimate relationship with this girl. And allegedly, this girl said also that they were actively kissing, allegedly. And also, he offered to give her money in order to keep her quiet. When everything, when all these things happened in the same day, Sarah was also concerned because her soon to be ex husband had a firearm with him and he went on the run. She alerted the police. She said to everyone what was happening. But just 12 days after that video was posted, that TikTok was posted, um, phone call was made to the police station. And this call was allegedly made by one of Sarah's neighbor because the child of Sarah went to this neighbor to ask for help. Because in their house, Sarah was laying down on the floor, unalived, by her soon to be ex husband, who courageously and without any remorse unalived himself too. So this child, minor, went to the neighbor to ask for help. The allegations that were made with that TikTok were, which is something that happened a lot with this trend, Netflix documentary trend. Many people do not believe what the caption on this trend TikTok video said, because many people used this to gain traction to their profile. And then later they needed to address and say, no, this is fake. So therefore, under the video of Sarah, under this TikTok, many people were like skeptic and they were like, come on. And she answered saying,
I wish I was joking.
this video right now reached more than 50 millions of views. And after all the news regarding Sarah's life and what happened to her, what was done to her and her children, this video started circulating even more. The aftermath of this, besides, we can be here and talk about the system. We can stay here and talk about how more than 20% of the victim of homicide are unalived by the hands of intimate partner. In US, we could focus on the fact that half of the female homicide victims are are unalived, sorry, YouTube, by current or former male intimate partners. And this is according to the Center of Disease for Disease Control and Prevention. I'm Italian, and everybody can say, what do you care? You're Italian. Well, this problem, it's not a problem. This is an epidemic, in my opinion. And this is something that we as women cannot see it, the end of it. We cannot feel safe in our home. We cannot feel safe after we leave a problematic partner. We cannot feel safe when we have children and we try to escape the nightmare that maybe was our toxic relationship. Or maybe we just realize that we don't love anymore our partner, even if this partner is perfect. But as soon as we say something regarding a breakup, that breakup becomes a goal and becomes a reason for my partner to unalive me. We can focus also on the fact that it was not something that went unnoticed. Sarah filed two protective orders. Another person, an adult, filed a protective order for a minor against the soon to be ex-husband. And none of these things, none of these, please help us, please listen to us, helped anyone. Instead, it went completely unnoticed until now that Sara Gilson is not here with us anymore. Until now that her children, the child that went to the neighbor to ask for help because they saw both unalived by the end of just one of these two people, the dead, allegedly, but the investigators said it. So, but allegedly, in front of them, in front of their eyes. And right now, I want to underline the fact that this child is under the custody of another parent. There's also a fundraiser that I will link below because Sarah's children were the center of her world, which is something that is really a common denominator between all and each and every single one of the women that are constantly unalived by partners. I'm going to talk about Italy for a second because I think that this kind of hate, it does not depend on where are you from, where do you come from, or what's your language. I'm really sure that, and it's kind of proven that this hate comes to us because we are not men. They hate us. And in Italy, we are still fighting over the word femicide because people cannot comprehend that a femicide It's an homicide of a woman who tried to escape, tried to go away from an abusive partner, an abusive relationship, toxic relationship, or just she wanted out. You don't need an explanation. You shouldn't be unalived because you want to end a relationship. Doesn't matter if you have children, doesn't matter if you are newlywed, doesn't matter if you're married from 50 years, doesn't matter. You should not be unalived just because you want out. And I want to say another thing. Black women are more likely to be unalived and to experience the survivors of this horrendous abuse and harassment and everything that concern violence against women. Black women are more subject to not being heard, not being listened to, not being believed. They experience racial stereotype.
African American women are disproportionately impacted by intimate partner violence, EPV, related homicide. They reflect the second highest prevalence rates and experience the highest rates of murder resulting from IPV victimization, although most survivors note that they have experienced rejection and anticipatory stigma as barriers to their help seeking. African American women additionally experience racism and racial discrimination as obstacles that may further preclude their help seeking. The systematic review highlights African American women's experiences of rejection from providers and the effect that it may have upon their ability to secure urgent aid.
Quoting from the femicideChances.org,
In the UK in 2022,
51% women were killed by men in 2022, and they were killed by a current or former intimate partner. At least 40, so half of the homicide were femicide. At least 40% of women killed by a current or former partner had left or were taking steps to leave. 53%, a sharp instrument such as knife was used in the killing of 65 women. 53%. I'm sorry, my words are cutting off because this is if you follow, I'm not talking about true crime now on this case, but if you follow somehow this kind of things, you know that a knife is a hard choice to unalive someone because it's something that you need to push inside the person and you don't need to be afraid. It's not a gun that you just use one bullet and it's off. With a knife, you know that that person will suffer. You know that you will feel that person suffering. They hate us. They hate us. And it feels like there's nothing we can do about. And it feels that people are not angry enough about this. Children are losing their mothers, families are losing their daughters, and this feels unstoppable. Sarah was taking all the steps. You are always told as a woman, which is something that it's funny enough because a man will never hear this kind of things. Probably they will, but not as much. Like we grow up listening and being taught about this kind of things. If you leave a relationship, doesn't matter what kind of relationship is, honestly, you just need to be careful because you never know how the other person will react. You never know how that person will, which kind of steps that person will do. So you need to be careful. You need to prep ahead. You need to take all the preventions that you can. And if you know that this person showed you signs to be violent, to be aggressive, you should just prep yourself and then run away when they at, at least expect it. We are told this by our young age. We are told to prevent everything. We are told to think ahead. We are told how to behave. We are told to um, don't let the other person take advantage of you. But also, you are told to be soft, to not scream that much. Like, you stay at your place. Otherwise, your partner may leave, may cheat on you, or may become aggressive. We are told everything. When we are unalived, they still keep talking to us like we are the problem, like we are the one who you didn't learn from what I was telling you. You should have done this, you should have done that. And on the post, TikTok post, and on this video, under the comments, there are still people who blame her. I really hope that these comments are rage baits, cheap rage baits. I hate it here. I hate that I breathe the same air of these people because what the fuck are you talking about? Sarah exposed her soon to be ex husband because, first things first, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Also, if there are proofs, you cannot expose anyone because, public perception, shit. I do whatever I want. First. Second, you cannot say to a victim this kind of things. There are people, her son is on the app. Her son was tagged in some of her videos. Is absurd for me. Absurd. And I said that this was her last video. It's not true. Her last video was this. May whatever the fuck that was never find me again. I cannot say how this kind of things impact us women. We are afraid. We don't feel safe. There are a good part of women who are not into relationships anymore because of these things. You never know who you have in front of you. We are told from a young age what to do, what to say, how to behave, how to not let men harass us, abuse us, how we can be responsible for their actions. But they are never told to stop and to get the fuck out. They are never told to behave, how you treat people, not only women, because this goes also for the community, the LGBTQ plus community. In Italy, recently, 1 month ago, a freaking man,
Unalived his son Michelangelo and his mother Katie. He unalived Michelangelo because, quote, "For my father, I'm better off dead than gay." And his mother needed to go too because she was always on her son's side.
because he was ashamed and it was a disgrace for him. The honor, fuck you and your honor, you let other people live. You change your fucking country, you get out. I should lose my life, my mother, because you don't agree with my lifestyle. You are sick in the head. You are freaking sick in the head. And I'm sick and tired, and we are not angry enough. Both women and both men. I hear many, many times men saying, we stand for you. We stand on your side. We are on your side. Where? And then bunch of shit like men are protectors of what? Protectors of other men that wants to kill us? You work in your circle. You go and tell other men, shut the fuck up, learn how to treat people, how to treat women, and then maybe you can go into a relationship. Go to anger management, go to a therapist, go through to a psychiatrist. Do not bother women if you are not able to live on this planet. We are not angry enough. We are sick and tired of this, and things need to change. They really, really, really need to change because we are in 2026. We are not in the 800 anymore. We are not in the middle ages anymore. We do have rights. We do have the rights to live our life without fearing other people, without fearing to lose our life because of some motherfucker that does not agree with what we want to do. Also, I read this beautiful comment that I'm going to read you because I think it's the perfect summary of all this. And it goes deep into the mental health, but also the mental state of this kind of men. Hey man, when you get exposed for criminal behavior, don't take it on your wife or your girlfriend. It's that easy, you know. Don't do shit around and then blame it on us because we are blamed for everything. Everything. We're sick and tired of it. And if you're thinking to comment, oh, but men are killed by their girlfriend and wives too. Yeah, sure. I remember watching the Corey Richins case about how she unalived her husband and it was awful. And his family was always there in the case. And he was an amazing father. He loved his kids. I'm not saying that this kind of things do not happen to men. I'm not saying that we should be excused and we should be like graced or something. I'm saying that it's clear as this wall, as my face, I don't know, it's clear that these are hateful, these are act made out of hate. They hate us, and we are not hungry enough. I want to say that if you're going through similar things, if you're going through hard things in your couple, doesn't matter your gender, doesn't matter the gender of your partner, doesn't matter anything, doesn't matter your color, doesn't matter your language, doesn't matter. If you're going through similar shit, if you don't feel safe with your partner, if your partner already, because this motherfucker already threatened to kill himself, and Sarah said it to the police. If you're going through similar shit, there are many, many ways that you can reach out to ask for help. Talk with your family members, talk with your friends. Do not be afraid to share it with others. If you have true friends, they will understand you. Do not cover anything because when this kind of things happens, people need to know that it was not the first time, that it was not once in a while. These things these men need to be ashamed of themselves for their behaviors. Because if you're violent, same thing goes for women though. If you have a woman partner who's violent, you need to they need to get ashamed. They need to understand that they cannot get away with this. This person was accused to be a pedophile. Are we serious? There are people who are standing at power positions who are accused of the same thing, or they are accused of worse things done to children and women of color and LGBTQ plus people. This is an epidemic and this needs to stop. If you are going through something like this, please do not wait. Do not give other chances. If you are safe enough, plan an escape plan, disappear for a while because you need to be happy. You must be happy. You cannot waste any more freaking second of your short life because we don't have many days on this earth being treated like shit, being with a person who is violent, who is an abuser, who is an harasser, mentally, physically. I don't give a fuck. They need to die alone, and you need to be happy. You need to thrive on life. You deserve it. Just go and ask for help to anyone you can think of. I'm sick and tired of men not taking care of other men. So if you're a man, if you're a father mostly, go or a father of other men, kids, male kids, go there and teach them how to fuck behave with women. What is right and what is wrong. And if you are a father and you don't know how to treat women because you're an ass, go and fight and seek help. Do not blame it on us. Do not, because we are not the fault that you're looking for. If you're a shitty person, go there and seek for help. There are many, many places where you can seek help. If you're a man, take care of other men and take care of any behavior that you see being abusive, being violent towards any gender, any, but mostly when you see another man acting out in front of a woman, in front of a person of LGBTQ plus community. You need to step in and you need to teach this person that they are not allowed. These are not how we this is not how we do things here. Because if you start doing that, they cannot say to us that we are crazy, we are making things up. In Italy, we are still fighting for the femicide, femicide word to be taken seriously. Men, take care of men. This was the hardest video I ever made. I am sick to my stomach. It was hard to show my angry side. It was hard to talk about what Sarah went through. It was hard to show what she went through and what her kids will go through now. And I just researched and looked up for a bunch of informations. And this is disgusting. This is sickening. And I cannot help but think what we can do to be better as a society because this shit needs to stop. One thing that I can do is to speak up, is to say, this was Sarah's story. We have 100,000 millions of story similar, if not identical to Sarah's story, and we are tired. Thank you so much. If you come this far, I really hope that this video can resonate with someone. even just one person. I really hope that this video can bring someone to peace and to understand that they are not alone and there are people who are on their side.
If you feel that you are kind of powerless, I'm going to leave you some resources here to help you and help others if you want to be on the side of the victims. And please do your researches based also on your country, and just talk. Even if you just talk in your family, that's okay too. You can support people even without a donation if you cannot do that right now. So please speak up, please be there for victims.
It's not the first time, it's not the second time, and it won't be the last time. But we really hope that one day we can see the end of these things, of how we are being slaughtered. Thank you so much if you watched until here. I wanted to convey my thoughts, but also how angry I am and how I believe we women are. And I'm not saying that there are there are not men on our side. There are not men who are trying their best to improve. I know that there's on Instagram there's this group, I believe it's called Boys Do Cry or something like that, which is beautiful, which is so inspiring. And every time they pop up on my feed, I'm like, it's like I have more air into my lungs. It's like I can breathe, because they are mostly dead who go there, that's who go there and in this space, and they cry, they talk about their feelings, they do things to improve themselves and to be a better father for their daughter and sons. And it's it's not the norm, but we need to change this glitch into the system. We need to be better. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know your opinion. Let me know what you think. We will see each other in the next one. Bye.